Okay, so welcome everybody.
There
This is Girl Talk, and Lori Dawson and myself, Krista Taylor, are here with the Women of Vox Life. And thank you to everybody that's here live with us, and to all of you who are going to watch this recording. We're glad you're taking the time. Lori, talk to us about who's here today. I think it's a really important topic. I think it's going to get a lot of discussion and be really, really, really helpful for all of us, I think.
I'm just super excited about how our girls are coming to the table and offering some insights from a practical point of view and from a personal point of view. And Beth is a champ. She's a sailor. And she came to me at the conference in June, and we sort of chatted, and she's got a heart for the product. And we've been going back and forth, just kind of, you know, building a relationship, getting to know each other. And I think Beth is beautiful, and she's committed, and she's brave, and she's smart, and she's going to talk to us about organization today. So Beth, you can share whatever I've left out, or just hit the ground running and talk to us. But either way, take it away, Beth.
Okay, well, first of all, I need to let everybody understand that my sense of organization comes from a need to be organized. I live in a very small space. Imagine a very small apartment. It's about 650 square feet. And my husband doesn't like the fact that my little pieces of paper are everywhere. This in no way, shape, or form says that I know what I'm doing, just that I need help, and I would like to share what it is that I've got, and hopefully in a brainstorming way we can all come away with a tidbit or two. Krista, can you let me show my screen?
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you as the presenter. What you're going to do is on the bottom of your screen, there's a, in the middle, there's a green, it should be green. It says share. Yep. It says share. Yeah. If you click on that, you should be able to share your screen.
Okay. Screen share.
There, it's coming up.
There we go. All right. So I'm going to minimize you guys. Whoop. Perfect. I didn't have to. It did it all by itself.
There you
go. Yay! Okay, so the first thing, I don't know that there's anything else that you really need to know about me other than just hitting the ground running. I am not a sailor because I don't have a sailboat. I live on a, that's okay. It's really, I don't know what the name is. So it's okay, Lori, don't worry about it.
Hey, Beth, when you went on the open ocean, that was impressive. Can I just say?
Well, the whole journey has been brave. To give you the nutshell of the last 10 years, my husband died suddenly, left me with a crazy Frenchman who was a contractor and a building that was not done. And so because I didn't have a brain to teach at that point, I worked on the building and ended up with the crazy Frenchman. And we got married. I wanted to downsize, and be careful what you wish for. I said I wanted to wake up on the water. And we had this piece of property, and it was on the edge of a quarry, and I was going to wake up looking at the water, and then the deal fell through, and he went on a fishing trip and came home and said, honey, you got to go see this boat. And now I live on a boat, and I literally wake up on the water. We sold the house, sold everything, and moved aboard the boat. My children are still in the process 3 years later of deciding how much they like it. It's really only big enough. It's got 2 staterooms. I mean, there's room to put people in other places, but it's not necessarily a really comfortable hotel-like space, which is what I think my kids were getting used to at the house. Yet another reason to downsize. So then I started with Vox just so that I could get socks for my grandmother who was turning 100. Wow. My upline, Darlene, had been sharing things on Facebook, and...
Sorry, which Darlene is your upline, hon?
Darlene Kisher.
Okay.
She's not on the call right now. She's at a networking meeting.
Okay.
They scheduled it, and I said, sorry, I can't be there. I got to do this. So, Darlene had posted a couple things, and then I'm like, oh, well, like, the $200 launch kit, la, la, la. And here I am, because I can do this from anywhere. I can do it on the boat. I have talked to people all the way along our trip. We have done 2 round trips. We take the Erie Canal out to the Hudson, down the Hudson, up the Delaware, across, and then down the Chesapeake and down the Intercoastal to Boca Raton, Florida. Anchored in Boca for 4 months, and then turned around and did the trip back. There's all kinds of crazy stories, and a lot of fun. So the first year I homeschooled my stepdaughter. The second year she wanted to go to high school, and ever since she's wanted to go to school. So you don't really say, sorry, you can't go to school.
Right.
So we're landlocked for the next couple of winters. You guys are stuck with me in Niagara. But it's okay. It allows me to do some building here and build up
Stay out of the hurricanes
a little bit. Pardon?
And stay out of the hurricanes.
And stay out of the hurricanes. We actually followed the hurricanes the first couple of years that we did this, and it's interesting and challenging as you're doing mapping, because maps change based on the hurricane. The hurricane has done some weird and wonderful things.
Wow.
So what we're going to go first to, I got to move this so that I can I get to that? I want to get to that thing that's hiding under there. My drive. There, that's what I want to get to. So what I've done for this I'm doing my very first huge event tomorrow. And I didn't want to have 16,000 of these. They have said there will be actually 6,500 people at this event.
Wow.
And I was in a little bit of a panic because A, I didn't want to print that much, and B, it's just that much more time to then take the information from these and put it into an Excel doc.
Yeah.
I have a fabulous follow-up sheet that I found. I'll show you this one. I found this on Team Vaccination, and it's great, but you have to put the information into it.
Right.
So what I decided to try, sometimes things from your previous life jump up and wave their arms and say, hey, you can use this from what you're doing now.
So true.
You can adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I got to turn you guys up because all of a sudden you're not so loud. Somehow my speakers went down to 11%. Let's turn you up. That's better. All right. So what I did was I created a Google, get out of here. Go away. Shoo. A Google form. Isn't that, there we go. So I will show you how I did it. I went into my Google Drive and clicked new. And if you go down to more.
Where? I'm not seeing any of this. What the hell?
You're not seeing anything?
I am.
All I'm seeing is Zoom. Okay, so I did something here that's bad.
You did something wrong because you're. Everybody else can see it though?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going into Google Forms. Lori, you can always watch the replay, I guess, if you need to. Okay.
I'm there. I'm there.
You're there now? Okay. So I've gone into Google Forms and I've gone into a blank form. So this is what it looks like when you start. We're going to fast track this because I know there's so much that I want to talk about. So it gives you an untitled form, and you can put in a title and a description and then questions.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then if you want to duplicate the questions, so like, let's say name. So I don't want a multiple choice. I want a short answer. And very often Google will just decide on its own. You don't even have to choose.
Okay.
Okay. And then if you want to duplicate that, then it'll give you the next question. You can decide. So if I go back up here to name, I can decide whether this is a required element or not.
Okay. So it gets an asterisk, kind of like?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if I click this over to required.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I go down here to my second one, there will be an asterisk.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Now, have
Because
you
it's a
scrolled
required
down?
thing.
have you scrolled down to the second item, or has it just populated a second item?
So I did this little thing right here.
Yes.
Says duplicate. So it will
Okay.
duplicate. So that's what I did, was I put duplicate, and then I can change this to say address.
Oh, cool. Great.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to switch now to the one that I've already got done. The other thing that I have set up here is email address. So when I typed in email address,
Right.
it came up and said, oh, do you want to collect email addresses? And I said, yes.
Beautiful.
So I did that. So this is what my form looks like. I'd like to move you guys out of the way because you really are big. Nope, still too big. Okay, go out of my way. Move you over here. So the other thing that I did was I created this. I had to play around to get an image that would let me do that. I still wanted it smaller, but I gave up. But at least it says Vox Life. So Eat, Drink, Thrive, this is going to have now name, address. I could make address a requirement, but I decided I didn't need it.
Yeah, I agree. And sometimes people resent you, like knowing where you knowing
Exactly.
where they physically are. Yes.
Exactly. I kept postal code in there because then now when I go later to put them in, because I know that if there's really 6,500 people there, I'm not going to have time to go into the I Love My Customer app and put all their information in on sales there.
Yeah.
So postal code is there so that I have that for later. Phone number so I can contact them later. Are you interested in more information? I put this in for fun. How will we remember you? Because there could be a gazillion people in here.
That's
you know,
a good idea, Beth. Wow.
How will we remember you? I had a red shirt, or I live on a boat, or some distinguishing feature so that I'm going to remember who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's a really good question. I like that.
I talked about restless leg, or
right.
Yeah.
My mom or what? Yeah.
Yeah, I have 6 kids and had them all with me. I'll remember that one. What do you experience? Pain, MS. I mean, you can add a gazillion and 12 here, and this is just check it off. So what I will do with this now is if I go from here and I go up to this little eye up here in the right hand up on the top, you see it here? So if I go here, I can click preview and it will open up another window. And then I can look and see what it looks like to the real people. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And then they can press on submit. So what I'm going to do is fill it out. gmail.com.
Box on the dock. I love it.
That's my email address.
That is great.
So Beth, how are you planning to administer this?
Well,
That's coming, I think, Krista.
That's coming. Yep, it's coming. So L3K6S6. So as I get all of this in here, I don't actually have to put everything in. I can just. So I get to. I'm going to take both an iPad and a tablet with me.
Okay.
ADHD. I'm not actually diagnosed, but I think I've got ADHD. So that's what I'm going to say. All right, so now I click submit. Thank you for visiting us at Eat, Drink, Thrive. Your information has been submitted for the draw. You'll be notified if you have won. Okay, and then, so this is what would come up on my iPad. And then I'm going to put submit another response so that the next person can put that in. If I go back to my thing, can you see now that it says I have one response?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now if I click on responses, it shows me all of the responses, which of course were silly, but anyway.
Mhm.
And now I can go here. This little green thing says create spreadsheet.
Oh, far out.
So I go like this and I click this. This is where it's just freaking amazing. Now, I haven't tried this because I could go into select existing spreadsheet and it might actually take it into my FU sheet. But
Okay.
for right now, I'm going to create a new spreadsheet because I want to be able to see these people as a group from
Right.
Eat, Drink, Thrive.
Right.
So that's going to create a new spreadsheet. I don't know if I can go back later and
Import one
put
to
it, import it into the follow-up one or not. I haven't tried that yet. But if we move this thing again, oh, I can hide it completely. I don't have to see you at all. I love you all, but I don't have to see you. So this will give me a timestamp as to the date and time that it came in and all of that information in a spreadsheet.
Beautiful.
And I didn't have to put this little thing and sit here and put it all in.
Yeah, you didn't have to manually input the info.
Exactly.
So you know what else is fantastic about this, Beth, is that it's legible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Like how many of those pieces of paper you have with somebody's name or their email address, and it could be a B, it could be a T. There's no way to really know.
Exactly.
And Emily has just volunteered that she knows that this would create a new tab in your existing spreadsheet. So it would be separate.
So let's, for fun, okay, this is the new one. Where is the one? I can't see because that stop share is in the way. Oop, that's you guys. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Are you here? Am I still showing my screen?
Nope. You need to share it.
Okay, because that's what it did. It stopped sharing.
9.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so I'm just, so now how do I share again? Do I get to
if
go
you
back onto here?
The green at the bottom of the screen that says share, you should be able to.
Yeah, I have to go back to you guys. Stop video, exit, minimized. There we go. There, you're back.
Here we are.
So what I did was, that bar across the top, I hit stop share by mistake.
No worries.
Oh.
It's all good.
So if we go back to review, okay, so
Thank you.
I don't know how to make it go back to do that then.
To do what?
That's okay.
Well, so to go, yeah, I'll play with it again and see. But I didn't know that when I started, I had those two choices, but I didn't know if I could do both.
Gotcha.
Right? Because I still want them separate, but you're right. If it will just give me a separate page in there, I don't really care because
it'll be named, right?
It'll be named, yeah. So I'll play around with that later.
Yeah, you can't have it in two separate spreadsheets at the same time.
Okay.
But you can, like I said, it adds a new tab
It'll add a new tab. Okay.
An existing spreadsheet. If
well,
you add it to existing.
All right. Well, let's.
So
how do I get it out of this one then?
So you go to where you were before, where you added the spreadsheet.
Okay. I hit that wrong button again. Sorry. It's just covering the thing.
Yeah, it's actually kind of complicated to switch it after the fact.
Okay, so what I can do is just recreate the whole thing and then
it's
duplicate it, right?
For a short spreadsheet, you can recreate it and duplicate it, but there is a way to do it. You go to the spreadsheet and you disconnect, and then you go back to your form and connect to a spreadsheet again.
Oh, okay. So that's the option.
So it's not it doesn't take too long. It's just a
Right.
matter of,
Okay. Well, I will. So in that case, when it came up like that, if you want it to go into a follow-up sheet that you already
yeah.
have,
So,
do it, do it from existing instead of creating a new one.
yeah. So if you wanted to disconnect it, you go to form right there on the top, and they'll give you the option to whether you want to disconnect
here?
it from the form. Yeah.
Edit form, send form, go to live form.
Unlink form.
Unlink form. There we go.
Yeah. And then you go back to your form.
Okay, and we'll go back to the form, and we will, which is fine because really there's only one in there now anyway. So now,
Yeah.
see,
now
this
you
is
know
why
how
we
to
do this
it if you
together.
wanna, now you know how to do it if you want to start over and do a new form.
Right. This is why we do this together. And I'm trying to get to that form without hitting stop share. I'm gonna move that over.
Girls rule, boys drool.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if that worked. There we go. Okay. It's just hiding right under the stop share button, so it's a challenge. But we did it. No, that's not my button. It's done it again.
No, it's done it again. Yes, like I said, it's a little tricky, but
Okay.
it can be
All right.
done.
Well, I'll play
I've
with
done
that
it.
later. Okay.
I've done it. It can be
Okay.
done. It's just a little
It
tricky.
can be
doing
done.
it right.
That's fine. We will figure that out. All right. So the step 2 that I wanted to talk about was email templates. Now I know Jen has sent out newsletters using Constant Comment or something, and
Constant contact.
Constant Contact. There we go. Constant Contact. And Teresa used MailChimp. So she sent me some things that are MailChimp. And again, I've now
Yes, I use Constant Contact.
Okay.
You
And
pay
so
for that,
and
Jen? Is that a paid service?
They also have a forms thing there as well. So depending.
Jen, why did you pick Constant Contact? Was there any particular reason over MailChimp or any other option?
Not really.
No? Okay.
No, not really. I to be perfectly honest, I used MailChimp years ago for another project, and they cut me off and said I was spamming. So
okay.
I had to jump through hoops to get that going again. So I just went to another provider. But they also have this forms thing where it can actually go right into my database in Constant Contact under a category called prospects or customers or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like that Google form, somebody fills it out and it goes into your database?
Yep. Yeah.
See, this is why we're doing this today.
It's
is
pretty
that
cool.
A fee service? Like, is it a monthly fee?
Yeah, it is. It is. But I send out a monthly newsletter to my whole downline. So I felt that the expense was worth it. It's about $47 a month.
Okay.
And that allows me to have up to 2,500 contacts.
I'm going to jump in here and say that Kim McDermott says, was there not a comment regarding MailChimp? You cannot say money, MLM, direct sales, or selling. I can't speak to this. Can anyone else?
Okay.
I use MailChimp all the time, and I like promote product on it, and I do all like the regular stuff.
Yeah, so one of the ladies just shared with me the link to the MailChimp legal, small print page.
Uh-huh.
And it says some industries have higher than average abuse complaints, which jeopardizes the delivery of our entire system. Nothing personal, but in order to maintain the highest delivery rates, we can't allow businesses that offer these types of services, product, or content. And it includes work from home, make money online, lead generation opportunities, multi-level marketing, and affiliate marketing.
Interesting.
So they have an official policy, whether, you get flagged or not, I suppose, is.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether they enforce it.
Right. So I will say
Right.
I'm registered on my MailChimp as socksforsorefeet.ca, not as Vox Life,
Mm.
because it is my distribution business.
Right. And the thing there is that you wouldn't be as big as a corporation called Vox Life in terms of what
Right.
you mail out.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it's not like it's corporate mailing people.
Mhm.
It's me mailing my customers.
Mhm.
Right.
Which,
Yeah, and the thing is, it doesn't sound like you're prospecting, but if
No.
you were to be prospecting from something like what Beth is talking to us about today, 6,500 people, and again, you're not prospecting in the sense that they've volunteered their email.
Right.
right.
Right. You're not sending it out to a gazillion people saying, hey, I don't know you, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
would you be interested?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any problems with MailChimp at this point. But also there's the whole difference between us and other MLM companies, right?
Right.
Well,
I'm not saying to people, join my team, join my team, join my team either. So
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Right. When I saw that, I felt the same way. I'm not sending out mass emails saying, join my team, join my
Right.
team. I'm sending about products and information.
look at this new product, listen to this testimonial, watch this cool thing.
I think if we were, we might get a personal visitation from our CEO.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
So I think that what we're saying is that MailChimp will work because we're small and it's free. If we get to be in a position where there are so many people that we're emailing, that we might want to look at that added expense. But for right now, people that are small, it's a great way to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I did with this is I have shared it with those people that put email addresses on the comments in the post that I did. And I think what I'll do is put just a Word doc file with the link to this, the follow-up sheet, and I'm going to share with you another wonderful thing that my friend Carol put together. I can't take a whole lot of credit for it. I've tweaked it a little bit and added things here and there, but Carol did it. It was fabulous. Which is, I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, so this is thanks after an advance. These two came from Teresa, and those are links to,
I love how you credit Teresa. That is so cool.
Well, she sent it to me. I'm not taking credit for hers.
No,
Mine didn't even make it in here yet because it's been such a crazy week. And to be honest, people, I said I was going to talk, and I really didn't know what I was going to talk about until about Tuesday. So
I love that. I love that.
And that's how we roll, because we have to just, well, as women, we kind of have to like live in the moment and have a plan, but hold to it loosely.
Exactly. So when you click on that link, this is what it takes you to. And I love the fact that there are pictures, and I mean, this is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
From Teresa. So this is, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
It's
that. Ask me how. That's pretty.
Yeah, I like the dynamic duo of wellness. There was, Free Vox, ask me how.
What is this? Is it a PowerPoint? Is it pages?
No, this is her email. So MailChimp will fill in here where it says dear first name.
Okay.
So you just click all the people you want to send it to, and MailChimp will personalize it and ship it off and mail it to them.
Like, that's a pretty information dense email.
It's a very information dense email.
Yeah.
It is.
It saves you time going into that, making a call thing. And there's pros and cons, because if people will take your call, they hear your voice and all of that. But people are also not as off put by emails anymore either.
Right.
If you have a decent conversation with them at the booth.
I find too, if they're people that you met at a booth, so you haven't had a lot of time to build a rapport with them, sometimes email back and forth is a first step to a phone call.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree. I think people want that cushion nowadays.
Yeah, I do too. As a consumer, I do too. I would way rather text or email with somebody first before I call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you're not caught in a moment. You've got a bit of wiggle room and a time cushion as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the second one. So this is a newsletter that she's done the same way. She sent it out to her team. And there we go.
Oh, look at how she's made it
I like the
seasonal.
pumpkins.
Yeah, I love it.
So good.
I love it. And then exciting news from head office. And, with a little bit about the sleeve and the Thanksgiving promotion and, what all is coming.
Oh,
fabulous.
we need her to come on our call.
We do. And I love this at the end. I'm your upline team leader. You're encouraged to contact me anytime. Just say hi. Like, I am a relatively new team leader. I kind of have been floating back and forth depending on who's doing what on my team.
Right.
And I'm thinking, okay, I need to do this. I need to make sure that this happens. I do have a group chat where I throw things in, but then you have to scroll back up, right? Like they could just go back to this. So I love this.
That's an important point, scrolling back up. That's and
Yeah.
We're just action packed and our schedules are chocker block full. So yeah, you're right about the advantage of the newsletter. I've commended Jen since the outset of her doing this for that initiative. And it's partly because not everybody's online, and I don't blame them for not wanting to be on Facebook and scrolling and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that was my main thing, was not everybody is on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Hey, Jen, I'm not getting yours anymore. I did at one point. I signed up, but I haven't gotten it in a while. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I stopped for a while.
Okay. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure nothing happened.
No, and I just started back up, but I'm to the point now where I'm maxed out at 2,500 contacts. So between customers and downline.
Yeah.
So.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yay, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Jen, you're a champ.
Well, and I just want to say too, through sending out that newsletter, I've built incredible relationships with people, and one being Elsa.
Yeah.
Elsa responded to my newsletter before she even built a team, and said, I'm a reflexologist. Why can't I be in the practitioner program? And I said, you can. And that was it. She was off to the races. So
that's fun.
Yeah. And
Love it.
we are in the germination stages of our own business and of the business and mission of Vox Life. So girls, like, we're writing history right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and we talk about duplication. So if somebody's doing something and it's working really well, let's duplicate it for everybody. That's that's kind of why I said this, is that if this works well and you're able to use the platform, steal it by all means.
Yeah.
When I was a teacher, everybody like that. We used to do that all the time. There were some people that would go off and do teachers pay teachers and that kind of stuff. But if what I do works for you, take it and run.
Absolutely. And girls, I had a chat with Inder recently and with Jay separately, but both of them were talking about the fact that the MLM, the belly to belly, the network, it has a little bit of a stigma with some people. And Jay and Inder both feel like we really want to protect the culture and make sure we set ourselves apart from the general sentiments, negative sentiments that are out there about MLM. And I really 100% believe that these kinds of calls that are field initiated and this notion that we can share and share alike makes us different.
Yeah.
And so what did Jay say to me the other day? He said, okay, there's MLMs out there, but I got wearable neurotech and a mission from God. What do you have?
Yeah.
And I thought that's so fun and funny and true. All of the above. So,
No, it's like a mission from God. Okay, I'm going to quote that.
and what else? Oh, and I laughed and said, remember working and DeBrinket being the Blues Brothers at our Toronto event?
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. So we are on a mission from God.
And you know what? We are different too. My friend Selena is here with me now. She's actually, can you see her there?
Oh, if I can see everybody.
She's one of my very good friends and on my team now to help me help more people. But we had an interesting thing happen. We went to a networking event last week, and she had a one-on-one meeting with one of the people that she met at the networking event, and the person, like, full on, I even know this person, and the person knows that we do Vox, but anyways, full on was like hardcore on the table. This is a product that you need. And the interesting thing is that the product itself is not for Selena. Like it's not for her. Like I'm sure it's for many, many people, but it's not for her. And Selena was saying words to make it clear that it's not for her. And the person couldn't, like, it was like autopilot. They couldn't stop. They're just like, blah, 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 blah. And you know, you could have this lifestyle and be earning all this money, like not even try the product. And it's
everything wrong.
Can try.
Total vomit.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
So this is why people have there's a stigma around it, because there are people out there that are being trained to do that.
Yes, and you're thinking, I want a gun.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how do I get out? Duck and run. Like, she's right after Selena's like, oh, I went for coffee with that person and oh, it didn't go so well. It was uncomfortable. I'm like, oh man.
Very uncomfortable.
You know what? Honestly, Jay has his spies out there, so be on your best behavior and do it his way.
Yeah, well, it's better for you to do it his way. That's why he wants people to do it his way.
Yeah.
He talks about alignment, and he doesn't want to be like everybody else. We have something very unique. We are our own thing. And Inder and I were talking about it just yesterday, and he said, we got to come up with a name of what we are.
Because we're not MLM, we're not pyramid, we're just Vox.
I don't know if everybody heard, this was a good line, not a line, but a good statement that Jay made. If you didn't get a chance to hear the recording of his call about how he would run his own Vox Life distribution business if he would join the company, one of the things he said is, we are in the health and wellness industry.
Yes.
Full stop. We are not in the MLM industry. That's just a distribution chain. We're not in that industry. We're not in the industry of building teams. That's not the industry we're in. Our industry is health and wellness. So just throw that out there in case you didn't get a chance to hear it yet.
Yeah.
It's very, and a very important statement. What industry are you in? We're in the health and wellness industry.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you in MLM? That's our distribution chain. We're in the health and wellness industry.
Yeah, like there are other distribution chains. There are retail. There are wholesale. We are our own entity, and we'll come up with a name. Maybe he'll run a contest for that.
Yeah, that's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Cool. Okay. So let's go back to this. We get sidetracked, right?
As girls do.
Okay. We do. Squirrel. Remember I clicked off that ADHD thing? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Laura Armstrong sent me a couple of pieces of hers, and I will add a couple that I've had. But what I wanted to show you, when you send an email, I don't know whether everybody knows this or not. Clearly Laura doesn't, and that's nothing against Laura. I'm showing you Laura. Don't think that I'm saying something crazy. Okay. So here she says, here's our latest video with some information about our products and company. And you get this long YouTube thing.
Okay.
Same with these other ones. Now, if you click on it, you get to here. And it's the opportunity video when it comes up. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on, internet.
That's
another challenge of living on a boat.
Well,
Anyway.
oh, wow.
So there we go.
Is this the boat, or is
this is the
Okay.
So this is the opportunity video, okay?
Right.
That's what it is. But in this email, I can make this say opportunity video. Oh, for heaven's sakes, stop. A leap of progress, but I can't make it pause. Oh, let's go back here. All right, so what I can do with this link, let me show you, is see here where it says edit link?
No.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, there. Yep.
right here, it says edit link. So I can go here. And I can leave the link the way it is, but I can change the text to say, oh, okay, I have to get rid of all the rest of the text first.
You're the only boy that did it.
Okay. Okay, so now it's going to say, look. So now it's just going to show that.
Love,
Hey,
love,
that's
love.
cool.
Right?
I know that. That's
Yeah.
great.
So now if you go to this one,
I didn't know you could do it that easily.
how does brain mapping work? That's what we actually want it to say.
Yep. Oh, that is so good.
Yeah.
So now you go in here. Isn't this fun? Because then it doesn't look like you don't know what you're doing. Well, it does look. It
Well,
looks like you.
Beth, are you right clicking on it? What are you doing on it?
I'm just highlighting it,
Okay.
and it's doing
So you're hovering over it. Is that what
I'm
you're
just essentially hovering, highlighting it.
Okay.
So this is how does brain mapping work? Apply. So let's say I wanted to add a different one in here. Let's say, I don't know what's here. Let's pull something different. Want more joy? Become a super attractor. No. Brene Brown. Oh, seriously, that's the only Vox Life one that happens to pop up this morning. All right, well, we'll do the Vox Comp plan for fun. We'll take it back out in a minute because it's 18 minutes long. Nobody wants to watch anything 18 minutes long.
Exactly.
Right?
Big
So
for new people to note. Don't send things that are so long.
there we go. Okay,
So
so
true.
I'm going to copy this, right? And then I'm going to go away. Shoo. Go. Go. No, I can't get to that other screen because that thing is back in my way. There we go. So we go back to here, and I'm going to see up here there's this insert link.
Okay.
So I'm going to insert link. And this is what it gives me. I can say comp plan, and I can paste the link in there, and it's going to come up and say Vox comp plan.
So great.
Except that I
Because
really
people look at those links and they're scary and they're unnamed and
right, and they don't know what they are. Where are you taking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you taking me to? Right. So this way they know what it is. So I'm going to delete that out of there because, whoops, which is quite uh-oh.
Still on the thing.
I guess I have to click undo, whatever I undid.
Still on the chat.
It was quite amazing, period. There we go. So there is that. I'm going to get rid of this other YouTube one because it's taking up my internet and making things slow. So I've showed you how to do that, and I've showed you how to do that. And the last thing that I wanted to share is, nope, not stop share, go away. Okay, lesson learned here is that if I'm going to share things, I have to have the windows that I want in a different place. Okay, let's see. it's hiding, so I'll just go into my drive and find it again. Team Dragonfly links. So Carol was brilliant, and she put this together. She had other things, and so I copied and pasted into my own, which you can do with your own. So when you get to that email blank, if you want to finesse it a little bit and make a copy of it and keep the copy, you can do that. Everyone that has the link will have the opportunity to add things in and edit. So this hasn't been updated in a bit. There's new videos that could have been added in here that I haven't done. But this is, I love this page because there's the overall Vox YouTube channel and then the different links.
Right. I know that the whole field could use this. I know that Team Vaccination could use this. Are you available for another training session on another
platform,
time frame, whatever?
Sure.
Awesome,
Sure.
Beth. Awesome.
Like I said I was going to talk, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do until Tuesday. Terry tends to need a little more description of what's happening, and it needs to understand that it actually looks like a training. Whereas I wasn't sure what it was going to look like.
Very schmary.
But yeah, and again, with it being a shared file, if you've come across one that's really good, add it in, and she's got it all categorized here, like back surgery, plantar fasciitis, MS, cerebral palsy, high impact testimonials. Like I would love to put, although I don't know how you do it, I would love to put Angela's live in there from the other day, but I don't know how you put lives in there. So I think that's a Facebook thing. I think that has to stay on Facebook. I think that's the way Facebook wants it.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, so there's a bunch of different ones.
So
and then
what we
she's
do
thrown
is we
written
get
ones in here.
We get an Angela to do a recording.
We can ask. She's not on this call right now, is she?
No, I don't think she is.
She may have saved it to her phone.
Yeah.
FYI, when you do a Facebook Live, right at the end of it, it gives you the option to save it to your phone. Always do that for this exact reason, because you may want to use it another time, another way.
Yep.
So always save it to your phone. But she may have done that, so we may be able to just upload it.
Thanks, Krista. That's like so many brains, right? It's a hive.
Yeah,
it's a hive.
I love it.
Emily's asking, where is the link to this doc?
The link to this doc is right now. Emily, what's your email address? I'll send it to you. But what I think I'm going to do is put in our files section of Women of Vox, and I can do this in the other one as well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a Word doc with a quick description and the link.
That would be amazing.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Please, yes.
Okay.
Very helpful.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've pretty much. Oh, look, and that's how far behind I am in it. I haven't shared it with Jocelyn. Sorry, Jocelyn, if you're still on the call, I'm sharing it with you now. It's not on here yet.
Yeah, Kim McDermott's asking for it too, and I would want it. We'd all would want it. So
everybody wants it, right?
Makes the document and puts the link, then because otherwise she's gonna spend a lot of her time emailing a lot of us.
Exactly. So if I just I'll just get the shareable link and I'll put that. Yeah, I'll put that in.
Duplication too, right? Because we want it to be able to have that link to then share with our teams to say
exactly.
So that's perfect. Thank you.
Exactly. And that's why like Google is so good with that, with duplication, right? Is that you can we can just say, okay, I'm sharing everything in my Google with you, everything that I have learned, you now know. Now all I ask is that as you learn new things, share them back with me.
Yeah, and grab the mic, somebody. This is open mic.
And so it grows.
And so it
do you have
grows.
anything else to share with us? Because otherwise, do you have anything
that's it.
So that was
that's
awesome.
it for me.
Like really, really, really.
That was 3 things, right? 1, 2, 3.
Does
Yeah.
anybody else have any follow-up success stories? Because I know, when we started this journey, there was like a lot of us banging our heads against walls, trying to figure out how to create systems. So does anybody else have any cool success stories? It's something that they figured out that works really well for them in their business?
My follow-up is really tough. I struggle with it, and I'm doing everything possible, reaching out to just learn from everybody because I struggle with it.
Yeah.
Me
You're
too.
not
me.
alone. You're not alone, Kim. Like, same
Yeah.
thing.
No.
I mean, I spent the first year saying to everybody I could think of, and everybody was the same response, like, ah!
Yeah.
I will say one thing that I have figured out is that I now use a paper receipt book for every person I sell to.
Yeah. I do that.
I find that really helpful.
I agree.
Well, that's old school, and sometimes we shouldn't fix what isn't broken. But
Exactly.
It works.
This presentation today is extremely helpful, just in terms of lessening the workload and time commitment. Because Kim's got a full-time job. I mean, she owns her own salon, and she's an athlete, and so she's involved in a lot of extracurricular. So
But this, what she was saying, because as you know, that I was at Rank Makers, and there was Angela Fletcher made a big comment on stage of doing the email on a spreadsheet. You can click on it, add the link, and go. So that was how she did her follow-ups. And then that's where I think this question came, and Beth responded when we were on the team page. And it was really big of having, I don't know how to do a spreadsheet, but this is where I think this all executed out of that conversation, because Angela said, you have to have something you can click on the name, and you have to know where you've got your follow-up email that you want to send. It has to be ready. Everything has to be ready so you can click and send, click and send. And that's where time management comes in. And that's where we're all kind of frustrated of wasting our time because, I can't do that. I don't have an hour to do that. But I have 10 minutes and I can go in and click to Lori, click to Krista, and they need this, and I know where it is, and it can go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really helpful. And, this was nuts and bolts stuff, because sometimes, Terry expressed to me one time, like, what is the point of your Women of Vox Life call? Well, first and foremost, it was to have a forum to be safe.
Such a man.
Yeah.
Good question.
Well, it's not for you, Terry, so there's that. That would be my only answer. That's the end of the reason for answering that question.
But girls, like, how is it that maybe now he's going to be coming to us saying, so have you got anything cool we can do for training on Monday nights? Yeah.
Well,
You want to say something?
I wanted to mention something. So me and a couple other ladies just did our second big event together, and I've been futzing around with like because I like to put all the people's contact information in Square, so it's connected with their sale. I've got all the information. So when I was futzing with downloading the spreadsheet from Square with everybody's contact information, I figured out that there's some little tweaks that you can add in questions, just like you did on the form. You can do that right in Square. So when you're typing in their customer information and connecting it to their sale, you can have little checkoffs after their name as well in Square. And so then after a shared event, I can print it off, and it has populated right there whose customer is whose, what their notes are. Everything's all populated on the spreadsheet, and I just send a copy of the spreadsheet to the other ladies who are in the group.
Emily, I smell a training coming.
That's awesome.
I love to. I've got PowerPoint all in process, so
Nice.
because I when things go in my head, they go out so quickly, so I have to write them all down in case I need to look at it later and reteach myself.
That's awesome, though.
We're gonna ask you to step up and help us, girls.
So I'd be happy to do a Square training because I love all those little tricks.
Sounds good.
Because like I said, things go in and out of my head so quickly, I have to
I'm with you.
down.
I'm with
So
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
Well, okay, so
I'll-
Emily, can I pick your brain on that tonight before my big event tomorrow?
Sure.
that's awesome.
And
So
I
great.
like
I'm working on follow-ups today, so I'm like, this is my follow-up day. I have to be on this call.
Amazing. Amazing. Jocelyn, did you want to say something? There's somebody raised their hand. I think it was you. Can you unmute yourself?
Jocelyn will be at the event with us tomorrow.
No, I'm just
She's
gonna say
relatively brand new.
Oh, cool. Did you want to say
Yeah.
something, my dear? I think I unmuted you. Can you hear me?
I don't know where you went. Hello, Jocelyn.
She says she's been on the video from the start, Beth.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
She
know how
says she doesn't know how to use it.
You're here. You're
That's
good.
okay. That's
If you
okay.
want-
I'll
if you
teach her
want
that
to,
later.
For your video, Jocelyn, if you go down to the bottom left of your screen, there's a microphone and then there's a video camera. If you hit the video camera, your video should turn on.
I liked what Emily said in the comments earlier, because of course while I was sharing, I didn't see all those comments. But yes, if we take that information from them in Square because they've done a purchase, we don't have to necessarily take it again in that on the form, because then it'll be in Square. But then it won't
Unless
be in that
you're-
other thing.
Yeah, just make
Yeah.
sure if you're promising a draw, though, that you actually incorporate everybody in the draw.
Yeah, so that's okay, right?
Yeah, I would be careful with that, just because some venues with some event, like some people are very relaxed, but if some venues with some events, if you say you're doing a draw, you got to be very careful to be sure that you are
Right.
straight
Well,
up.
and they can do it on their own. That's just it. That's the
Yeah.
beauty is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to have two
That is-
tablets. In fact, Jocelyn, if you want to bring yours too, that's great. We'll add that in too.
Yeah,
Beth, thanks a whole lot.
yeah,
You're welcome.
this is great.
Yeah.
I'll clean it up. If Terry wants me to do a training, I'll clean it up a little.
Okay, that will be great. But the thing is, this is our safe space, right? And then, yeah, let's go out into the greater field and give them a hand. And yet, at the same time, we don't have to be 100% spit and polished, because that's what's different about Vox Life, in my estimation, is we're all doing this together. We're not taking a ton of wisdom from corporate. Corporate is often taking a ton of wisdom from the field. So,
And that's duplication, right? We want to show people that they can do it and they can start tomorrow. They don't need to like go to 50 trainings and drink some Kool-Aid, and doesn't have to be fireworks for them to be successful. They can just pick up like us regular people and start sharing the product, and it will come. We need to show people that we're regular people. We're not
and we're part of something big. And like I said earlier, we are writing history. And don't think Jay for a minute doesn't realize it, know it. He went through 2 hires and finally said, no, we're going to develop from within. And
I know,
exactly what
and it's so beautiful. Like it was I was thinking about that yesterday, Lori. It was a bit of a roller coaster there, and I think a lot of people we went on that roller coaster. We were going, okay, we're going this direction. Okay, oh no, we're going this direction.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's the beauty of being the beginning, right? We have to roll with it until we find the groove. And now Jay really has committed to the groove, and I think those of us that are going on that journey with him for the long haul really connect with the way that he's positioned it now.
And you're so right, Krista. And it doesn't mean that all of what we've talked about isn't on the back burner. It's just we are rolling out as need and opportunity present.
Yeah.
So that's happening now. So we're moving over there, and then the leader is going to take us over here because something else has presented itself. And now it's a workable plan as opposed to an idea.
Yes. And the thing is, you have to take the path of least resistance to get things done, right?
Yes.
Like, why are you going to bang your head against the wall over here if you can go help 1 million people over there? Go.
Yes.
Go.
Yes.
You can help the people fastest, right?
1,000%. Yep.
Because they need us as soon as they can get to it.
Linda Vikoski, are you still on the call? Her and I are having a call after the call.
A call after the like, just being mindful of the time, ladies. I want to say thank you all for being here. And Beth, that was really fantastic. Really, really great. I think I learned a lot. And I've got, I want to share this with all the women on my team because I think they'll learn a lot from it too. So thanks a lot for doing it.
And it's on you, Beth, to
You're
get it
welcome.
up into the files tab.
Okay, it will not be. I had a brain fart yesterday and ended up at the dog park longer than I should have been.
Okay.
So the order that I wanted to put in and have overnighted to me, I have to go pick up.
Bummer, dude.
So I get to go in and say hi to everybody, but I also get to, drive for 3 hours because it's an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back.
Oh, that would make me swear under my breath. Maybe.
Yeah, when I sent that in yesterday, I went, it had to be before noon. Yeah. So anyway, so it won't be until after I get back because I'm working with a gentleman that I'm meeting with shortly. So.
Okay, well, God be with you on
that
this.
Done real fast, I will.
On this travel and on in the day tomorrow.
Yeah, and good luck with your show.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Well, there's 3 of us,
Awesome.
so hopefully.
I like the name of the show, I think
It's a vegetarian vegan event.
Cool.
Sorry, it's vegan. It's not even vegetarian. It's vegan. So I can't take any Terras with me because they're wool.
Oh golly. Ooh, that's strict.
That's intense.
That's intense. She said she didn't think that there would be vegan police, but best just not to take it.
But maybe. So okay.
Maybe.
Again, not the least resistance. Okay, not.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have maybe 3 pairs, so it's not like it's a
I'll
big
help you
deal.
with this instead of that. Whatever you need, just let me help you.
Exactly. So.
So true.
Very
I'm
well
going to
done.
have grass-fed burgers for lunch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you. Cheers.